Okay, yogis, we are going to get right into this practice and start firing up our core. So come into tabletop position, shoulders over your wrists, your hips are over your knees, toes are on the mat. And let's just start doing some organic movement here, just moving from side to side, shifting your hips one direction, then the other. Start maybe doing some barrel rolls with your spine. Just starting to feel into the body. Take it in the other direction. Just do whatever feels natural and good for you. Just moving around. Go ahead and come into stillness, come into neutral, cat-cow. So inhale, arch your back, looking forward, opening your chest on an inhale. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, tailbone goes up, gaze goes forward. Exhale, rounding in, tailbone goes down. Couple more of these at your pace. Really start to feel your core here. Just starting to warm it up, get connected. One more time. Inhale, tailbone lifts, chest goes through your shoulders. Exhale, rounding in, tailbone goes down, chin to chest. Inhale here in neutral. Go ahead and tuck your toes and lift your knees and just hover here for a second. Ooh, we're going to build up some heat really quick. Go ahead and step your feet back into plank pose. Your shoulders are going to be still over your wrists. Your knuckles are really ground down into the mat. You're really pushing through your shoulders, pushing your palms into the mat. Nice straight line from your head down to your ankles, your heels. Make sure you're not sticking your booty up or dropping it down. Just stay here for a few breaths. Be stiff like a board. Our core is where our power is, our self-confidence, our inner strength. One more inhale and exhale, hips up and back. First downward facing dog. Make sure your alignment is good here. Your fingertips are pointed towards the front of the mat. Knuckles are ground down into the mat. Shoulders are wrapped, which means your armpits are closed. You have a nice straight line from your fingertips up to your tailbone. Knees can stay bent here. This is the first downward facing dog, and your hamstrings are probably not ready to really be straightened out yet. They could be a little grumpy. So go ahead and bend into your left knee and walk your dog out. And then bend into your right. Again, bend into the left. And bend into the right. Drop both of your heels down towards the mat. They do not have to touch. Let's just breathe here. Inhaling through your nose and out your nose. We will be building a lot of heat during this practice, so if you ever need to take a cleansing breath, releasing it out your mouth, please do so. On your next inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step, walk, float, get to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat spine, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold, head and hands hang. Inhale, arms come out to the side, coming up nice flat back, palms touch. Exhale, arms down to your side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a second here to find your Tadasana. Your feet are ground down into the mat. Go ahead and lift your toes, fan them out, and feather them down into the mat, really gripping the mat with your toes. Finding all four corners of your feet, and then come into stillness. Engage your quads so you don't hyperextend in your knees. Your pelvis is nice and neutral, facing towards the front of your mat. Spine is long, your chest is lifted, shoulders rolled up and away from your ears. Arms are by your sides, palms facing in. Chin is parallel to the earth. Find a drishti or a gaze point here. Just take a couple of breaths, just connecting. In through your nose, out through your nose. I'm going to use an affirmation today because we're dealing with our core, and that is where our confidence and our power lies. I am going to say, I am powerful. One more inhale. Exhale. Ground down into the mat. Inhale, arms come up overhead, and just stand here for a second in a Tadasana. Feel your power and feel your strength. Feel your whole body engaged. Feel the length in your spine. I am powerful. On an exhale, bring your arms down, sweep them back, palms facing down, and rise up on your toes. Palm tree pose. Now, you don't have to come up super high. Squeeze your ankles together, squeeze your legs together, really feeling the strength. If you wobble, that's okay. Breathe here, really drawing in your midline. On your next inhale, drop your heels, bend your knees, sink your bottom back like you're sinking into a chair. Arms come overhead, chair pose. Check your alignment here. You should see your toes and your ankles. Watch your navel to spine. I have to correct myself on that one all the time. Nice straight line from fingertips to your tailbone. And breathe. Chair pose builds a lot of heat very quickly. Sink down a little bit lower. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms behind you, coming into airplane pose with your arms. Now you can lift up on your heels here too. Lift up on your toes. Checking in your balance today too. Hold it. On your next inhale, big move. Drop your heels. Inhale, rise up, bringing your right knee with you. Arms go overhead. One-legged Tadasana. Now watch your hips here. Make sure they're not tipping off to one side. You're not raising your knee up too high. You really want your thigh parallel to your hip. Breathe. And smile. Smiling releases serotonin. That makes us happy. Next big move is coming up. Inhale. On your exhale, take your arms back, take your right leg back. Foot comes down to 45 degrees. You're coming into a low warrior one. I want you to stay low here. You may have to adjust your feet a little bit. Feet are on train tracks. Knee right on top of your ankle. Staying low, arms out behind you. Breathe. Take that cleansing breath anytime you need one. Next inhale, rise up, coming into warrior one. Now let's really try to fix your alignment here. Make sure your hips are squared towards the front of your mat. You may need to adjust your stance, shorten it, it's okay. Chest is lifted, your spine is long, and you're breathing and smiling. I am powerful. One more big inhale. Exhale, hands come down to frame your front foot. Step back into plank pose, coming through a nice low vinyasa, knees on or off the mat, totally up to you. Inhale, shift yourself forward, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, lowering all the way down, elbows in tight, release your toes. Inhale, cobra pose, opening your chest. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, tuck your toes. Again, knees on or off the mat. Press yourself all the way up in a straight line, hips up and back, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths here. Inhale and exhale. I need some cleansing breath. I've got a lot of heat going on. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward, step, walk, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, nice flat back, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold, head and hands hang. Inhale, arms up, overhead, palms touch. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Couple of breaths here. Filling up with air, letting it go. I am powerful. Take it to the other side. Arms up overhead, finding your mountain. Hold it here for just a second. Feel the strength, feel your power, the length of your body. Inhale. Exhale. Arms go back behind you, palms facing down. Lift up on your toes, squeezing your ankles, your thighs, your calves together. Palm tree pose. And breathe. And wobble. I'm a little wobbly. Next, inhale. Drop your heels, arms go up overhead, sink your hips back like you're sitting into a chair. Chair pose. Check navel to spine. Make sure you can see your toes and your ankles. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms behind you, airplane arms. You can stay right here or challenge your balance. Come up on your toes. And breathe. Whew. Building the heat. On your next inhale, drop your heels. Coming up into one-legged Tadasana, bring your left knee up, arms overhead. Make sure your hips aren't wonky, not going off to one side. Don't have your knee up too high. Nice and parallel to your hips. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, big move, stepping all the way back. Swing your arms back to airplane arms. Back foot comes down to 45 degrees. Low warrior one, stay low. Front knee over your ankle, directly on top. Breathing. Whew. And smiling. I am powerful. Next inhale, arms come up overhead. Warrior one. Checking your alignment here. Hips square towards the front of the mat. Spine is long. You're a warrior here. One more inhale. Exhale. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Step back into plank. Nice slow vinyasa. Knees on or off the mat. Shift yourself forward, shoulders over wrist. Exhale, lowering all the way down to the mat. Release your toes. Inhale. Cobra pose. Exhale. Release. Inhale, tuck your toes. Push yourself up in a straight line. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. 3 big breaths here. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more big breath. Inhaling. And exhale. Next, inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step, walk, get to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold, head and hands hang. Inhale, arms come up, overhead, palms touch. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Couple of breaths here, inhaling. Exhale. Feeling all of that power and energy. and strength that you're creating in your body. We're going to go through that sequence again. This time, we're going to link it breath to movement, so we're going to be moving a little bit faster. So breathe it in. Exhale, ground down. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch, mountain pose. Exhale, arms go back, lift up on your toes, palm tree pose, palms facing down. Inhale, sink back, chair pose, navel to spine. Exhale, arms go back into airplane, lift up on your toes. Inhale, right leg comes up, one-legged Tadasana. Let's take it a little further. Kick your right foot out if you want. Give it a shot. Exhale, big step back, low warrior one. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands down to frame your foot. Step back, go through your vinyasa. Shift forward, knees on or off the mat, shoulders over wrist. Exhale, lowering all the way to the mat. Release your toes. Inhale. Cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck your toes. Press yourself up. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step, walk, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat spine, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up, overhead, palms touch. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. One more time on the other side. Big inhale. Exhale, ground down. Inhale, arms up, overhead, palms touch. Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, arms go back, come up on your toes, palm tree pose. Inhale, heels drop, sinking back. Chair pose, navel to spine. Exhale, arms go back into airplane arms, come up on your toes, challenge your balance. Inhale, coming up to stand, one leg Tadasana, bring your left knee up. Try kicking out your foot. Exhale, big step back. Low warrior one, stay low. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down to bring your front foot. Step back, coming through your vinyasa. Shift forward over your wrists, lowering down all the way to the mat. Release your toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, push yourself up in a straight line. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Remember those cleansing breaths anytime you need one. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step, walk, float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms come up, overhead, palms touch. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a breath here. Inhale. I am. Exhale. Powerful. I'm going to come into eagle pose now. So I'm going to turn to face you so you can see what I'm doing. On an inhale. Raise your arms, sink your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Lift your right leg, cross it over your left. Now you can stay right here as long as you have a nice squeezing your thighs together, nice and tight. If it's available, go ahead, wrap your foot around, sink your hips low. Arms can come in front of you, palms touching. Right arm under left arm, backs of hands touching, or you can wrap all the way around. Sink low, lift your elbows, squeezing in through your center. And breathe. and smile. One more breath. Next inhale, release. Come all the way up to stand. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. One breath here. Take it to the other side. Inhale, arms rise, sink your hips back like you're coming into a chair. Left leg crosses over right. Again, squeeze your thighs together here. This is perfectly fine. This is a great place to be. Or you can wrap your foot all the way around. Arm variations again. Palms touch. Left elbow under. Backs of hands touch. Or wrap them all the way around. Sink low. Lift your elbows. Feel that great stretch in your shoulders too. Really squeezing your core, squeezing your thighs together. And breathe. One more breath. Inhale, release. And exhale. Tadasana, mountain pose. On your next inhale, arms go up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, coming down, nice flat back, hinging at your hips to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Step yourself back into a plank. Drop your knees to the mat. Come sit back on your heels for just a second. Swing around. Time for some floor work. So, scoot down a little bit on your mat and go ahead and roll down onto your back. Just rest your hands on your belly and just feel your core. Again, feel all of the energy and power and heat and strength that you've just created in your body. Go ahead, lift your knees. I want your shins parallel to the mat. Arms come behind your head. Going to do a modified bicycle crunch. I really want you to make sure your lower back is pressed into the mat, and as your shoulders are lifted, you have a nice C shape here. So you're really engaging your core this whole time. Lift your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Crunch over towards the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Keep it going. To the right. To the left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Keep it going. Just a few more. Keep breathing. Keep smiling. One more each side. And release. Draw your knees into your stomach and just rock back and forth. Couple of breaths here. Done a lot of work today. Moving on. Feet go straight up. I like to keep my feet flexed like I'm trying to stand on the ceiling. I'm going to do a lower abdominal crunch, a reverse crunch, but we're going to do, it's not a huge move. I want you to do very, very small, very tiny. I mean, you may not even really be able to see it, but you can certainly feel it. So you're going to keep your palms pressed into the mat. Inhale. And on an exhale, lift your tailbone off the mat and bring it back down. That's it. Do not swing your legs. You're really not doing anything but straining your back, and it's not really helpful for your abdominals. So just tiny little pulses up. So inhale here. Exhale, lift. Lift. Inhale. Exhale. Just little ones, like you're trying to kick the ceiling. Exhale on the up. Just a few more, guys. You got this. 1, 2, and 3. You're done. Bring your shins in, knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze. Now, coming back to that eagle position that we did, we're now going to do eagle crunches. So, knees come out parallel. Again, cross your right leg over your left. Now, keep your legs in the position that you had them when you were standing. So if you just had your thighs squeezed together like this, perfect. If you wrapped your legs around, that's perfect too. Again, your arms can be the same way. Palms touching, right elbow under, backs of hands touching, or wrapping all the way around. You're going to inhale and exhale, crunch up and release. Inhale, exhale, crunch. Inhale, exhale. Keep going. Two more. Actually, one more, just for fun. And release. Bring your knees in. Rock a little from side to side. Take it to the other side. So knees come back out, up, knees are up, shins are parallel. This time cross your left leg over your right leg. Again, can stay right here as long as you're squeezing your thighs together, or you can wrap your feet around. Arms, whatever eagle arms you choose to use. Left elbow under, backs of palms, or all the way, palms touching. Inhale here, exhale, crunch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep it going. One more. And release. Whew. Okay, guys, that's enough. I think you have sufficiently worked your core out today. Bring your feet to the mat, soles of the feet on the mat. And again, bring both of your hands to your belly. Feel your core. Feel all of that energy. This is where your self-confidence lies, and you just fired it up. Your solar plexus is like your sunshine. It's the sunshine of your body, so you just lit your body all up. Now to release your core a little bit. Bring your feet in, soles of the feet on the mat. Bring your heels in towards your bottom. They don't have to touch. They don't have to be super close. Palms by your side. Roll your shoulders under a little bit. Going to come into bridge pose. Now, if you've never done bridge pose before, please watch me, because once you lift your hips up, I don't want you to move your neck from side to side. You could hurt yourself. But if you're ready and you're coming with me, ground your feet down into the mat. On an inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. Really engaging your quads here to keep your feet hip-width apart, your knees hip-width apart. If it's available to you, clasp your hands underneath your bottom. Roll one shoulder under, then the other one just a little bit further, and then really lift up a little higher. Keep your chin tucked. Look at where the ceiling and the wall meet, and make sure you can breathe. Let's take a lion's breath here. It's going to release some of this heat that we've built up in the body. So on an inhale, deep inhale through your nose. And on an exhale, open your mouth, stick out your tongue, and make it loud. Again, inhale through your nose. Exhale, lion's breath. One more regular breath in. Exhale out. On your next inhale, lift your heels, release your arms, and slowly roll yourself down to the mat. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Let your knees come into touch. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. You just created a lot of space in your body. It's a pretty big heart opener, so you can release a lot of emotions, a lot of energy. So anything you feel, just observe it and let it go. It's okay. Bring your feet back in, taking one more bridge. Arms by your side, palms facing down. Inhale, lift your hips. If you clasped your hands the first time, go ahead and do it. Do it the funky way, the opposite way, opposite thumb on top, funky thumb, weird thumb, however you want to describe it. And lift. A couple more lion's breaths here. Inhale through your nose and let it out. Again, inhale and let it go. One more regular breath in and out. Inhale, lift your heels, release your hands, and exhale, slowly roll your spine back down to the mat. Feet go as wide as the mat, knees come into touch. Again, one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And just feel that. Release your hands by your side. Go ahead. Stretch out your left leg straight and bring your right leg into your chest. Just sort of move it around, your hip around a little bit. Go ahead and lift your right foot up towards the ceiling. We're going to take a half happy baby here. Just opening up the hips a little bit. Keeping your left leg straight, or you can bend your knee and have your foot planted on the earth, whatever feels better for you. It's okay. Just stretching out a little bit here, that's all. Go ahead, bend your right knee, bring it back in towards your chest, and now take it across your body. Spinal twist. So take your arms out into a T. Your gaze goes over your right fingers, if that's okay on your neck. If it doesn't feel good, then just look up. I invite you to close your eyes here, really start slowing down. Did a lot of work today. If this stretch ever feels like it might be a little too much on your lower back, please bend your bottom knee and bring it to meet your top one. It'll mellow that stretch out a little bit. And just breathe. Bring your knee back into your chest. One more squeeze. Bring your other knee up, your left knee. Squeeze them both. Let your right leg fall down to the mat. Again, just move your left hip around a little bit. Bring it in close. Taking half happy baby on this side. Foot goes up towards the ceiling. Grab the outer edge of your foot and just move your hip around a little bit. Bend your knee again and take it across your body. Spinal twist on this side. Gaze goes over your left fingers. And again, I invite you to close your eyes here if that feels okay for you. Bring your knee back into your chest. Bring your right knee up too. Now I want you to really give yourself a big hug here. Just squeeze tight, compress everything. Give yourself a big hug and hug yourself like you would hug somebody you love. Give yourself that same amount of energy. And And release your feet down to the mat. Going to come into Shavasana here, short, sweet one. Take your feet out as wide as the mat. Let them fall out to the side. Arms by your side. Roll your shoulders under just a little bit. Get any wiggles out that you have. Take a deep breath. Let it out your mouth. Just do a quick little scan. Make sure your forehead is relaxed. Your eyes, the space in between your eyebrows. Relax your jaw. Your shoulders, your upper back, your hips, your glutes. All the way down to your ankles. Just let everything sink into the mat. Take one more big breath in. And exhale. And just drop. If you have no time today, I invite you to take a much longer Shavasana. If you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, go ahead and take it. But if you're coming with me, slowly come back into your body, back into your space. Deepening your breath. Bringing some movement to your fingers and your toes. Slowly moving around your body, moving your ankles and your wrists. Just waking yourself up. Move your head from side to side if that feels okay on your neck. You can take your arms overhead, do one big full body stretch, really stretch out that core. You really worked it out today. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Slowly roll over to the right side. Take a couple of breaths here. Rest your head on your right arm. Let your body come back into balance. When you're ready, slowly push yourself back up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed if you can. If not, that's okay. Bring your hands to your knees, palms facing down. Do a quick check-in with your body. How are you feeling? Feeling energized? Are you feeling relaxed? Feeling powerful? I hope so. I end all of my practices with gratitude. So circle your hands together in front of your heart, palms come to touch. Thank your body for being strong and flexible and powerful and allowing you to experience meditation through movement. Thank your breath for giving you life. And thank yourself for showing up here on the mat today and doing something so good for yourself, for your body, and your mind. Always remember to be unapologetically who you are and let your light shine bright. Namaste. Blink your eyes open and lift your head. Thank you guys so much for taking your time and joining me today. I'll see you next time. Bye.